again, but I'm like, this is your favorite to give you the tools that you need to help heal yourself. And the number one tool that I like to use is knowledge of self. When you have knowledge of self, you have everything at your fingertips. And how do you have knowledge of self? By understanding, and understanding who you are. And you have that information by reading your birth chart. I'm plugging you back in. The plug tonight.
Yep. If you are a newcomer, I must apologize now. Usually I'm not like this. Usually I have my stand that's holding my phone, but since I'm not able to have my stand, my phone keeps falling. So I do apologize in advance.
Listen, that's like minuscule compared to what we're going to tap into tonight. So if I have to keep plugging you in, listen, just call me the plug tonight. I got you, B.
Okay.
I got you. Now, did you want to go straight and dive into topics, or did you want to read some cards?
I think I would like for us to mix it up a bit. Let's talk. And then let's see what kind of cards come out during each point.
Okay. Now, if you feel the urge to interrupt me, please do so. Okay. Because I'm always, I'm eager to take a breath and a drink of water. So if you feel the need to interrupt me, please, so I can take a drink of water, because it's hot. It's hot as a witch's coochie over here. So please interrupt me. All right, so if you didn't peep the show topic, we are talking about sacred intimacy and the different connections that you will experience while on this realm, and how choosing the wrong partner can affect your spiritual journey. Now, how would you know that you're choosing the wrong partner if you don't know the dynamic of the relationship that encompasses? So I'm going to go through the different types of relationship dynamics, platonic and also romantic, to give you guys a deeper understanding of what energies you will experience while on this realm. So I'm going to dive right into it. I took my notes, and now I'm slipping. Which means somebody don't want this message to get out. Because you see how your phone keeps falling and my light is turning off? That means that we need to get this message out. That's nothing but the enemy trying to prevent this message from getting out. So you know what? We definitely gonna get this cracking. We'll get it and cracking. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Baby. So here is an overview of all of the different types of spiritual relationships that you might encounter. First type of relationship, soulmate relationships. And these are individuals whom you share a deep natural affinity with. These relate romantic, but also encompass friends, family members, or mentors. So again, this type of relationship does not have to be with a romantic partner. B is my soulmate. I have plenty of people that I consider to be soulmates. And these are people that I recognize from way before I even got to know them on a deeper level. For instance, when B and I first met college freshman year, we instantly clicked. And we didn't even know why we clicked. We just clicked because my soul recognized his soul. So it's an instant soul. Like, we just recognize each other's souls off the rip. And we haven't had any relations. So
right.
That goes to show you that you can have a platonic relationship with someone who's a soulmate. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but it is someone who shares the same soul vibration as you and understands you, and you experience a profound love with this person. They understand you, they overstand you, and they're a part of your spiritual journey and your personal development. So these people are going to develop on your journey. The second type of relationship that you might relationships. Now, these relationships are based on karma, the concept of cause maybe something that you guys experienced or that you had in a previous lifetime that you guys did not fix or work things out with this type of person. So you're now coming into this realm in this incarnation, and you're trying to rectify things that you didn't rectify in previous lifetimes. It's all about cause and effect. Whatever happened in previous lifetimes is affecting you now. As above, so below. And this is not anyone's first rodeo. Everyone has been here before. We are just replaying out different energies that we've already experienced. And this type of relationship is meant to teach a specific lesson. You are resolving unfinished business. And these relationships are usually very tumultuous. It's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. So that is karmic relationships. Next, we have twin flame relationships. Twin flames are believed to be two halves of the same soul split into two bodies. This relationship is marked by a powerful connection that is often seen as the most intense form of a soul connection. So what is the impact a twin flame will have on your life? Twin flame relationships are transformative and can trigger significant spiritual awakening and personal growth. However, they can be hard, difficult, and bring up unresolved issues that need healing. And let me just say this first and foremost, because not everyone will experience a twin flame relationship. It's only a select few. And for some odd reason, twin flames just seems to be trending now. Like, it's just like twin flames is on a rise. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone wants to be a twin flame. Everyone is looking for their twin flame. And it is a deep, profound connection that is incredibly difficult to navigate. So be careful what you ask for.
Listen, as soon as you said,
Can I get an amen?
Okay, because listen, as soon as you said that, I literally heard most of them some of them saying that they're in twin flame relationships when there are somebody's karmic lesson.
Facts.
So some of y'all are karmic lessons for people, right?
And let me just say this. Now, you may experience a lot of karmic experience without twin flame connection, but the entire relationship shouldn't be karmic. And when you see that it's 99% karmic, chances are you're in a karmic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You just probably want to be in a twin flame relationship. And unfortunately, everyone is not going to experience a twin flame relationship. It's not written in everyone's soul contract to experience a twin flame relationship, only a select few. So that is a twin flame partnership. So the next one we have is spiritual partnerships. These relationships are formed with individuals who align with your spiritual journey and support your growth. They may not always be romantic, but are deeply supportive and enriching. And I look at our collective people that, well, me and you, first and foremost, of course, off the rip, I thought about you, but I also look at the people that are constantly on this podcast with us, because they're always encouraging us, cheering us on. They're faithful viewers. They're always sending us good energy. Because we do this for y'all. We do this for you. So I look at Betty as well as the people that have joined our healing community as spiritual partnerships, because you guys are the reason why we do this. And also, like, I look at family members, like brothers, my mom. I look at people in my family that I really feel like are a part of my spiritual growth and journey. So that is the impact on life. Spiritual partnerships provide a nurturing and empowering connection, helping you to stay aligned with your spiritual path and goals. And see, right there, I just said, I feel like people on this podcast are the reason why we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Lagoon, they're the reason why we stay up late at night, tired. I mean, I be on the verge of going to sleep, and I'm like, nope.
Snooze patrol.
Conversation. I got people waiting to hear this message. So y'all are the reason why we do this. Like, for real, for real. And I really consider you guys a part of my spiritual partnership, part of my journey. Next, we have past life connections. Past life connections. This is people you've known in a previous lifetime. What I just tell y'all, this is not your first rodeo. Everybody has been here before. This is the reason why you get deja vu. Everybody has been here before. These relationships often feel familiar and can bring forth comfort and challenges because think about it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And so if you're in a situation where you're comfortable and you know the routine, you know what to expect, change is going to feel awkward to you. Change is going to feel unfamiliar to you because you're so used to a certain regimen. But these relationships are here to embark change.
And I have
to take you out of.
And I just wanted to say, I know we touched on the South Node in the last episode. Mm-hmm. That's the prime example of the South Node. So if that relationship is pushing you out of your comfort zone, but pushing you to be better, that is a part of your lesson to your thing to learn, right? That is getting you out of your South Node, what you're comfortable with, and pushing you into your node, I guess you would say, because we should all be aiming to go towards our North Node, because that relationship would push you to be greater, push you upward.
Always. You should always be striving to be in the energy of your North Node. And it's tough. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you guys that it's easy to be in the energy of your North Node. I'm a South Node Scorpio. So I find myself just as much as a Sagittarius as a Scorpio, because I was a Scorpio in previous lifetimes, and I'm a Scorpio rising. So I have a lot of Scorpionic energy. But is that going to help me evolve, or is that going to hold me back from growth? And that's what I have to ask myself and remind myself. And when I ask myself these questions, it helps me stay on my spiritual path. And it reminds me that you were Scorpio season is last lifetime. Like, you need to be in your Taurus energy, which is my North Node. So always remind yourself of that. Whenever you feel yourself slipping into past patterns, remind yourself that the past is not going to help evolve you. The past is only going to handicap you. All right, let's keep it moving. So next we have, did I read the impact on past life? Okay, so the impact on the past life connections can help you continue unfinished business, learn new lessons, and deepen your understanding of your soul's journey across lifetimes. Yeah, the past is always going to remind you of what you. This is why the past always feels familiar. South Node energy. Next, companion souls. Companion souls are individuals who walk alongside with you on your life path, offering companionship, support, and love. These relationships are often harmonious and long-lasting. And what I got from that almost felt like the energy of guardian angels. Like someone who is walking alongside me, they got my back, that's like whispering in my ear whenever I feel like unsure of something, almost like your intuition. So I feel like a companion soul can be like an ancestor, or
spirit guide,
someone who has passed on. This, they are watching you, basically like a guardian angel. That's what I take from it. The impact on your life. Companion souls provide stability and a sense of belonging. They help you navigate life's ups and downs with a steady presence. Yeah, like I said. So I feel like that is somewhat of a guardian angel, someone who is there to make sure that you are good, to look out for you when you not looking out for yourself, because you can't watch your front, back, and both sides all at the same time. So this is why you have a companion soul.
And I would even say this. I actually heard about this that term before from a psychic medium, and she even expressed that sometimes our what did you call them again? Companion souls.
Companion soul.
Companion. So sometimes before we descended into Earth, um, we made a contract with them, and they kind of told us that we will stay behind and watch over you while you're going through this journey. And so I thought that was amazing, that we have friends on the other side, that we make contracts. We may not remember them, but they know who we are. They've seen us evolve from a baby to this new person, going like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to connect with you. I can't wait to guide dream at this important, and excuse me, again, tongue twister here, at this point in your life, at this appointed time. So that, like, every dream that you have, every message that you get from spirit, it's all been calculated. And sometimes your spirit, your companion spirit, will help guide them to you, to send you a message. So I think that is amazing.
Now I'm having to do a lot of lip reading because your connection is like sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's not. So I basically read your lips the whole time, and I heard exactly what you said. But you may have to give a shortened version for the people that weren't able to understand you.
Can you understand me now?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. So what I was saying is, basically, we have companion souls on the other side that we made an agreement with before we came to this earth. And because we had that agreement with them, there's certain messages that they give us throughout our lifetimes. Um, like dreams, spiritual messages, and they know the appointed time that they were going to send them to us. So they sent them to us during that appointed time. And we may not remember who they are, but they know very well who we are, and we're still connected.
Facts, definitely, yeah. And I keep forgetting about that, and I don't think that that's talked about enough. The agreement that we make prior to, I would say, primarily all of us, we make certain agreements with certain individuals, certain spirits, to reincarnate and to either finish unfinished business or to try something different that we never experienced or to clear ancestral karma. And nobody said it was going to be easy, but they always said that they would have our back and tools that we needed to successfully complete these tasks. Now, not everybody is able to complete them because the spaces get rough. We're dealing with our own issues. Some of us got kids, the weight of the world. We work in a 9 to 5 that we don't like. It's a lot for one person to have to take on, but they never said it was going to be easy, but they always said that they would give us the tools that we needed to make it. So, all right, let's keep it moving. I believe that was the end. Okay. Companion Souls was the end. And then after you do the card reading, we're going to get into the explanation of karma and its relation to intimate relationships, because that is actually the basis of tonight's podcast, why you should be very conscientious about what relationships you're getting into, because essentially when you are involved in a relationship with someone, you have to understand it's not just that person. You're taking on all of the energies that they intertwine with. You're also taking in on their karma. And karma is neither good or bad. It's an energy. So whatever this person has done and put out into the universe, that person is getting back. And if you are with that person, karma don't miss. So it's going to hit them and it's going to hit you. That's why you have to be conscientious about who you decide to shack up with, okay? Who you decide to cohabitate with, because when karma hits, whether it's good or bad, it's going to hit them and it's going to hit you. So we'll get into that after Magoon does the card reading, and then we're going to give you guys some tips on how to choose the right partner.
Yes.
I'll give you some of my tips, and Magoon will give you some of his tips.
Because listen, when I asked Spirit, what do you want? It was hilarious to me because, well, I'm just going to read the cards and you'll see why I said, ooh, because the first card that fell out was the Five of Cups. It means that some people have been in those with Five of Cups relationships. Well, it was draining you. And as soon as I promise you, Scouts honor, whatever you want to say, the first word that I heard was fuck boy shit. So some of y'all have been messing around, or have been doing just doing some crap that you weren't supposed to. And I don't really curse on this channel, but that was the first thing that I heard, and that's why I said, ooh. And then the next, some of you have had a chance at love. You've had that Page of Cups coming towards you. And it's like, I don't know. Like I literally got sections of love that people have had. And then because the second one was the Two of Wands. There have relationships. So some of you have people to come in, and it may or may not have worked out for whatever reason, but it was true. And then some of you have actually been in relationships or are in relationships that have been for you, where you chose each other. That's what I got out of this one. But then the last one came with a series, and I said, hold up, Spirit, what are we saying here? So this one said that there was a lot of headache. It was a lot of pain and torment. Like, it was worse than the Five of Cups energy. Like, this is the Ten of Swords, meaning you were in pain. I'm almost getting like abusive relationship too, right? And it said that in this particular type of relationship, for some of you, you were the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't matter if you are a man. That means you were very mindful of your wealth and resources. You were doing all the things that you were supposed to while being in this relationship. And now it's like you're in this energy of Ace of Cups. You have somebody new coming in, right? But the energy that I'm getting is you're quite some time. And so it's just like, I don't know if I should go forward with this or not. But the next card that came out was the Judgment card, meaning this isn't up to you. This Spirit has made a judgment. Actually, I'm hearing the heavens have made a judgment call on your behalf, because you have been waiting, Hierophant. You have been waiting for something. And so Spirit is saying, your waiting is now coming to an ending. You're getting that Ace of Cups, but you have to recognize that you can't push it aside. I have not looked at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. You have moved on. You have moved on from endings mentally, hearing physically, because some of you were actually aching in your body from all the mental stress, right? And so it's like, with all these endings, of course you have a new beginning. Of course you have this Ace of Cups coming in. So it's time for you to embrace it. And so I got my Human Spirit Oracle, and I'm going to read to you what it says, because the card that came out was Wallflower. And I'm going to, without reading what it means, I'm going to tell you what I think it means first, or what I'm picking up, so that the confirmation can come in, right? So what it I'm getting out of this is that for some of you, not even for some of you, if you have been in this Ten of Swords energy, if you have been dealing with the boy shit, or even if you felt like you lost your true love, right? What I'm getting is that because you have been in that energy, you were trying to stay in the background. You weren't trying to be in the forefront. You were just like, if I stay in the background, my person will come see me. And spirit is like, no, I need you to dress up again. I need you to doll yourself up. I need you to fix your hair and put on your lipstick, ladies. My fellas, I need you to go to the barber, get that nice line up, that edge up, go get you a nice shirt, go get you some nice sneakers and jeans, and dress it up. Get you some new cologne, get you some new perfume. Go to your local salesman who sells those oils, right? You know the oils that you be like, dang, like that smell good. That could be you. Let that be you. So when you get in this energy, your light can shine, but from the inside and as well as the outside, right? Because when you look good, you feel good, and then if you smell good and you do that extra, that person may be across the street, but because they see you, they're like, dang, like who is that person? Like, let me go. I don't want to be a stalker, but dang, like this person caught my eye. And whether or not they go to you or approach you then and there, the more they see you, the more they come across you, because it's just something about your light that attracts them. Like a moth to the flame, I'm hearing. That is their signal to, like, okay, look, I keep seeing this person over and over again. They looking good, they smelling good. Let me say something to them. And then that's when you meet your new person, right? That's when your Ace of Cups come in, because it's just like, who knew? Who knew? All right. So wallflower. It says, "Oh, there you are. I almost didn't notice you blending into that wall there. You have made it to the party. Now get up off that wall, mingle, dance, and find joy. I know sometimes it might be hard meeting new people, coming out of your introverted shell while trying not to be seen, but you never know. You might meet someone interesting, have a good laugh, dance until you sweat. At least you can say you got off the wall and gave it a try." And for the reverse, are you so afraid to be seen you do not take any chances? Are you feeling unworthy, scared, or shy? Everyone goes through this at one time or another. Perhaps you need to take baby steps away from your comfort zone, get out of your south node of the wall, and that is okay. Everyone at their own speed, but remember to at least try life to the fullest. So that's what I'm telling you. You want something new, right?
Can you repeat the last part? Because we didn't hear it. Because again, your audio is like in out. So the last thing that you said, I heard the beginning, but I didn't hear the ending of it.
All right. It says, "Are you afraid to be seen? You do not take any chances. Are you feeling unworthy, scared, or Everyone goes through this at one time or another. Perhaps you need to take baby steps away from your comfort zone of the wall, and that is okay. Everyone at their own speed, but remember to at least try life to the fullest." And also, when I said comfort zone off the wall, or of the wall, excuse me, not off the wall, but of the wall, I said south node. Get out of your south node, because that is your comfort zone. And so, again, you want this Ace of Cups, because you've been in this energy. You have to do something different. You can no longer continue to have your hair in your scarf and just say, I'm just gonna Badu it today. You Badu'd it for 3 weeks now, sis. Go get your fresh twist. Do some, put some creamy whatever. I'm not even gonna say the creamy crack. Do something. Put some oils in your hair. Doll yourself up like the queen that you are. Do the same thing, my fellas, as the king that you are. Stop looking like a pauper, because you're not one, right? Go out there and shine so your person can find you. and get up off the wall. Make some movement, make some noise.
But shine authentically. Be authentically you, because when you're
Right.
yourself, you attract others that vibrate on the same frequency as you. If you are out here being an imposter, you're going to attract people that are not vibrating on your wavelength. So be you. Be authentically you. You're going to attract exactly what you want, because when you're not you, you're going to attract the opposite of who you are. It's not, you're not going to vibe. Everything vibes off of a frequency. Everything operates off of frequency. Everything on Mother Earth has a frequency. So if you are on a frequency of fraud, you're going to attract fake assness in your life. So always be authentic, so you can attract authentic. If you're not you, you're not going to attract things that are going to vibrate on the same frequency as you. So be authentically you.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm sitting up here chuckling.
Okay. All right. So did that conclude your card reading, Magoon?
For right now, yes.
Okay. So let's dive back into speaking about karma and these relationships. Now that you guys have an overview of all the different types of relationship that you may or may not experience, this is why it's so imperative for you guys to understand, understand, and overstand how karma plays an impact on all of these things. Now, with karmic relationships, even though these relationships are inevitable and these are agreements, like Magoon said, that you have made with people, with these people's ancestors, or whatever the case may be, to work out, you still have to be conscientious of what karma comes along with these situations. And this is why I am such a big advocate of burning ancestor money. I'm going to take it spiritual for a minute, so just stay with me now. I'm going to get you there. Stay with me. This is why I'm such a big advocate of burning ancestor money, because whatever my ancestors did or did not do, I'm going to make sure I pay it forward. And when I say pay it forward, I do that by burning money in honor of them, so that whatever they couldn't accomplish or couldn't pay off or couldn't work out, I'm taking care of it now. And I do that in honor of burning ancestor money. I honor them by bringing to them money that I can burn, so that they can do what they need to do in the spiritual realm, in the 5D, so that manifests down to the 3D where I am. Because this is where I need help at. But the people that can give me the most help are in the 5D. They're in the astral realms. They're up there in the ethereal skies working, make it happen. And so this is why I burn ancestor money. And this is why karma plays such a big role in a lot of these dynamics, because you don't know what a person has behind them until you are intertwined with them. You don't know what type of issues comes along with them until you're intertwined with them. And it's up to you to decide if it's worth staying or if it's worth working out. And sometimes you do have to work it out so that you don't repeat it. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to just rectify things and thug it out so that you don't do it for the next relationship or the next situationship or the next partnership. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Now, what are some tips that I have on choosing the right partner? You know, I'm going to always take it back to astrology, because I truly believe that there are people that, now first off, I don't believe in incompatibility. And I've always said that. I don't believe that people are incompatible. I think that everyone's uniquely made different. Obviously, we're all different. And I think that whoever you're incompatible with is just someone who you need to learn from. And I have a saying, no one is your enemy, everyone is your teacher. Everyone is here to teach you something, whether it's an FUCK boy teaching you the type of relationship that you don't want to be in ever again, or whether it's the guy next door, the nice guy next door, who always seems to finish last. You know, that's, probably someone who you should have been with, but you were over here chasing FUCK boy, but everyone is a lesson. Everyone is your teacher to teach you a lesson. So I forgot where I was going with this. Tips on how to choose the right partner. Astrology. I'm always take it back to astrology. I think that when you look at the astrological birth charts of two prospective people, and this is what our ancestors did prior to there ever being school and all these other things that they've created now. Our ancestors took the birth charts of two prospective people and they looked at them to see if they were going to be harmonious, to see if the planets were going to be harmonious with one another. They did this, and this is why arranged marriages always tend to last longer, because you're scientifically looking to see if these two people are going to last. You're looking at their Venus, you're looking at their Mars, you're looking at their Venus, their moon sign, their sun sign, their Jupiter. You're looking at everything that encompasses these two people, and you're seeing if they're going to mesh. So I'm going to always take it back to astrology when it comes to looking at, is this person good for me? Will we last? But I always have to say that I don't believe in incompatibility. I believe that opposites can make it work. It just means you got something to learn from that person, and they got something to learn from you. So I don't believe that people are incompatible. I believe that you just have something to learn from that other person that you have nothing in common with. What are your takes on that, Magoo? What are some tips that you would give someone as to how to find the right partner?
I was going to actually piggyback off what you just said about people who are incompatible could work.
Okay.
And it is because if you think that there are certain relationships that people say, how in the world are these two together? Like it's like oil and water, and oil and water made it work, and they call it oil sheen. Okay, like they just mix well, and they don't mix well. They appear to not be compatible, but they're the best thing for each other, because it takes more than just our sun signs to figure those things out. Right. And prime example, my sun sign is a Cancer, and most people, when they hear Cancer, they're like, oh, emotional and da 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 and da 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 da. And I've even heard manipulative, and I'm just like, but that is the furthest thing from me ever. And that's because my rising and my moon is in Sagittarius, and so I'm like, there is something to your particular mathematical equation, that it's like, it should, this 2 + 2 equal 4, but your 2 + 2 may be the square root of that 2, so you could be at 8. So how could you, I think I did that right, don't quote me, but you see what I mean. So your 2 + 2 could be an 8, whereas everybody else's is a 4. And so it's like, from people just looking at you, they're not going to see that there's other capabilities and things inside of you that make up who you are, that present itself differently to the person that you're meant to be with, or that you attract.
What was that last thing you said when you did this?
I said that you would that you attract.
That you attract, yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, at one point I was like, you know what? If you're incompatible, it's not gonna work. Like, how can you possibly formulate it? How can you possibly formulate a relationship if you're incompatible? But then I had to really sit with that and think, well, it's a lot of people that are incompatible. It's a lot of people that have dated for 20 years that are happy, not just making it for 20 years, not just making it for 20 years, but happily together, that are incompatible. And so with that, I had to do some own digging. I had to do some own soul searching to try to figure out, well, how is that even humanly possible? And what I came up with is the fact that opposites do attract. And even though people are incompatible, there is always something you can learn from the other person, and something they can learn from you. And that's all life is really about. It's about evolving loving and learning. That's what Kendrick Lamar said. I put that on my page, on this page actually. I was like, it's all about love. Like, life is about loving one another, understanding one another, and figuring out how to make things work and how to educate yourself on what you need to know in order to evolve. So
yeah,
I had to scratch that theory of people being incompatible, especially doing the birth chart readings, because I've seen plenty of people that are incompatible make it for years and be happy. So that was a great point that you made. I'm glad you said that.
And I'm gonna add, because I did pull some more cards, of course, and now it's coming out. So, and then the other thing that people have to recognize and realize that in order for things to work, you got to get over your insecurities. You secure about themselves, mainly because of mainly because of the things that they went through in another relationship. And a lot of people blame themselves and beat themselves up. And Spirit's like, that person was not meant for you. Get over it. You know, I have something better for you.
Yeah.
But in order for you to receive the better, you have to get over your insecurities. And the biggest insecurity that people have is that this right here, keeping a promise. You feel like you cannot find that love. You feel like you are so stretched out and stretched thin that you can't fully love somebody to your capacity. And the fact is, yes, you can, because when you get over your insecurities, what you do is you empower yourself. And when you empower yourself, you have more than enough love to give to someone else. And you will also recognize that someone else has more than enough love to give to you, so that you're both pouring into each other no matter what it looks like. And the reason why you were in excuse me. Okay, now see, don't want me to get this out, but the reason why you are insecure is because you are tired of the drama that you have been going through. And because you have been going through drama in your previous relationships, and even after you left, you were still going through some things, you're tired of it. But when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, baby, you will understand that you're going to keep the promise. And I have not looked at the bottom of this deck, so I'm going to see what's at the bottom of this deck. Baby, destroyed. That's what it says. It says shattered, broken, and effed up. But when you get tired of painting that picture of yourself, when you get tired of being the victim, and you start embracing yourself as the victor that got out of a relationship that was going nowhere, whether they left you or you left them, when you realize that you can get empowered from that. I said,
say it again.
Okay. I said, when you recognize and realize that you are the victor of a relationship that was failing, that was going nowhere, you will gain all the power that you have, and you will be able to recognize your new love, your true love, your forever love, all of that, because you will feel empowered. As Anya stated earlier, that person is going to push you and pull you to greatness.
Right. And I like what you said about you being a Cancer sun, but you having so many fire placements, because that's what that right there, that statement right there that you made is what shifted my perspective on opposites attracting. Because even though I am a Sagittarius sun, and I think everybody on this page knows by now how much of a Sagittarius I am, because I am always repping for my sign. I am very much as a Sagittarius as I am, I'm very much Scorpio. I'm very much Scorpio because of my rising, and also because I'm a past life Scorpio South Node. And so just looking at that, if you take a Sagittarius and pair a Sagittarius up with, I don't know, the opposite sign of a Sagittarius, whatever the case may be, you are more
Gemini.
than your sun, like you always say. It's other placements in your chart. You got to look at my Venus. You got to look at my moon sign. You got to look at my Mars. It's other placements that could be matched up with a prospective person. So I like how you broke that down and said, even if, the sun sign is not compatible with the other person, okay, well, you are more than just your sun. And I always say that. And that's why you have to look at different placements. And you also have to look at what baggage, like you just said, the other person is bringing in. Sad shit, yeah. It's always going to be sad gang. Always gonna be sad gang. No, but you got to look at the baggage the other person is bringing in. You always have to look at that, because a lot of people don't realize that shapes your reality, and it also shapes your relationship. Whatever trauma a person went through, if they haven't rectified it and healed it, you're going to go through that in your relationship, and they're going to subconsciously replay that out with your relationship, because that person hasn't healed from that. And it's not even like they're doing it on purpose. It's not even like they're perpetually doing it. It's happening because it's something that they haven't healed, and it's still in their subconscious mind, and it's something that they don't even notice. They're not even aware of it. They've been doing it for so long. And not even being aware of something is lethal, because you're just doing it like you're brushing your teeth. You're doing it like you're breathing. You're doing it like you're blinking. So not being lethal. Yeah, check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, because a lot of your choices have astronomical consequences if you're not careful. And I'm going to just hush on that, because I don't want to take it no further than I need to, but check yourself. Check yourself honestly, because when you bleed on other people that didn't even hurt you. That had nothing to do with you getting hurt. That's so vital. That's why it's so instrumental to heal. And very instrumental to heal.
And as the receiver, that's when your boundaries come into play. Put them boundaries up to let that person know, hey, you spilling blood on me and I didn't do this. You need to clean that up.
That's right. And sometimes they needed to do that. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes they needed to bleed on you so that you can D up on your boundaries, so that you can say, you know what, I don't like how you treated me. I don't like how this relationship is playing out. Boundaries. Put them boundaries up. Sometimes stuff has to happen so that other stuff can get in place. And that's why I said you've made a lot of these agreements with these people. You made agreements with toxic people. You know why? Because you needed to have stronger boundaries. You made agreements with people that are selfish. Why? So that you can be more selfish with yourself. Okay? All of these things have a purpose. Everything has a purpose. And when you learn that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, that's when you'll stop blaming the universe and woe it's me and why me, and you'll understand and understand that it's all for your evolution. It's all for your soul's growth. No one is your enemy. Everyone is your teacher.
Exactly.
Everyone. Even the person that hurt you the most, everyone is your teacher. Everyone is your teacher.
Yep. I don't know. I'm hearing.
That's all I got to say about that. Now wait a minute. I did have something else.
Okay.
What was the third thing? Because I'm telling you, it's a lot of people out here that just don't know. Oh, practices to cleanse and protect your energy after intimate encounters. Now, this is a big one for me. This is a big one. So whenever I feel like I've I've just had an encounter with someone who is just carrying on a bunch of energy, a bunch of trauma, a bunch of drama, I have to spiritually cleanse myself. And you guys have heard me use this one before on my YouTube channel and on this platform. It rightfully so belongs, and no one can harness it anymore, because people will harness your energy. If you're vibrating at a certain level, a certain frequency, your energy is like in high demand, and people will harness that ish and feed off of it. And then you'd be like, damn, why I feel like stir-fried shit? Because someone is harnessing your energy and feeding off of it. So at night, before you close your eyes, call your energy back to you. Call your energy back to you and say, whoever unconsciously, subconsciously harness my energy, I call it back to me right now. I call all my energy back to me. That's the first thing that I do. The second thing that I do, a little bit more complex, it takes some research, and this is years in the making, spiritual baths. I perform a spiritual bath for myself, and I also have spiritual baths that I perform on other people as well. And I ain't talking about just running a bubble bath. I'm talking about actual herbs and remedies and magic that I put in this water that activates it, and that activates a certain energy to cleanse everything in you and out of you. So I am a firm believer of anything that Mother Nature has grown that is here to help you. And so I do a spiritual bath. I play 430 hertz frequencies. And after that, I feel like actual can mean, someone who you're just close to in an intimate handshake. Power of handshake. Energy is transferred when you shake hands. So,
okay.
And all my energy back to you. Energy.
Like, let me not do that.
Keep it PG-13.
No, it was PG. It was just gonna be crazy. You know how I can get sometimes. But I literally will pray and ask God to remove that person out of my spirit. I have done that. I'm like, remove them out of my spirit. Or I will, call that person's name and say, you no longer have any hold over me, right? Because you have to profess some things out into the atmosphere to let that spiritualness go. Of course, I do my sage. I sage me down. Whatever attached itself to me that don't need to be here, let it go. I do that. And then most recently, I have done water magic to help also do that. And I don't mind sharing that because what I did was I took a prayer and I used the book of songs, and I put those ashes in some water, and I put that in the freezer. And what that does is that it freezes that grip of that person that holds something onto you. When I tell you, the minute I placed the ashes into the water, this huge thing lifted off of me. It shook me. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I'm a spiritual person. When I did that, I said, "Ooh, okay." And I put it in the freezer, and baby, I felt good and clean and clear for a good few months. Okay, clean and clear and under control. Baby, I'm controlling me. You're not controlling nothing. And so definitely that power of songs. But then I remember it, but the experience reminded me of a situation that happened in high school. So I wrote something called A Last Testament my senior year in high school, and I just had to get things out. And so what happened, and I was carrying so many people around with me, I didn't realize it. And so immediately when I hit the period on this 2-page essay, satire, because it was poetry, but it was 2 pages front and back. Well, maybe 3 pages, 3 pages front and back. As soon as I hit the period, that weight lifted off of me. So sometimes some of you have to journal. and write it out and get it out of your system, because sometimes you could be holding on to it in your heart space and not releasing it, and that could be your form of release.
That's right. That's right. And you know that what you just said, that practice, that reminded me of freezer spells. Are you familiar with the freezer spells? Because I've been doing freezer spells for years. I'm not going to get into how to do it. You can Google that or talk to a practitioner. We ain't gonna get into that. We'll have another segment talking about rituals and spells. But that reminds me of the freezer spell, because that essentially just freezes whatever situation you're trying to just pause and just keep locked in. And then once the situation has worked itself out, you go outside, you either bury it or you flush it down. That reminded me of the freezer spell for myself and other people, be that have you may. So that is something that I need to start incorporating more, because that works. And I didn't even realize how fast that worked until I did it, and then within a couple of weeks it worked. And that's how fast it works.
And water has properties in it. This has been scientifically proven. You can speak over waters and the water crystals will change because you spoke over it. Look it up. It's a true scientific phenomenon. So it lets you know the true power that people have with their tongue, first of all. And I have to say this because earlier when you were talking, what I was getting ready to say before you said this last point, with it connects with it, is that there is somebody watching who you have a child with somebody that you no longer like, right? That you say you wish you could get rid of their energy, but you have this child. First, do not blame the child for the father. Because what you're doing is you're placing that same energy of the father unto your son. I'm really hearing son, but if it's a daughter, you're putting the father's energy onto your daughter. So don't dismiss the child. Right? It's like you love them, but you hate them at the same time, and you know who you are. You know what I'm saying to you. It's like, I wish I never got pregnant by this person, right? You're carrying that burden, and the child is feeling and carrying that burden too, but they don't know what it is. But you're putting that spirit of the father onto that child. What you have to do is you have to, first of all, take that spirit of the father off of that child by the practices that we just shared, and then love on that child to replace that spirit with your genuine love, so that that child does not grow up resenting you, hating you, or even have the same habits as that father. So please start doing this now. Please start doing this now.
I don't know who that message was from, but like Magoon said, once we upload the video, that's going to be for someone. And it may not resonate now. These messages are timeless. It may resonate later. So don't ever think that, if it doesn't feel right now, that doesn't mean that it won't feel right later on in life. These are timeless messages. Very similar to tarot. Is when this message finds you,
it's for you.
When the message finds you, when you are ready to receive it, that's when you take effect to it, or it takes effect to you. So, these are timeless messages. So always, save it in the archive, download it, whatever may have you, because these are timeless messages. So thank you for that, Magoon. And again, let me just reiterate, if you guys are wanting to be on this podcast, DM myself or DM Magoon under the handle Creative Energy with an I. Make sure you reach out to one of us, because we had a couple of people that were trying to get on the live, but they hadn't DM me. So I can't just bring in a total stranger. I have to form a type of rapport with you to make sure that you're serious and that you're going to speak on something that is relating to the topic. You're not just trying to get on here and just be in front of 29,000 people just to be on here, okay? Because we do this for work. We're not doing this just to be on here. Like, this is work for us, but we love what we do.
Yes, we do.
So for the few people that were trying to get in on the live, make sure you DM me the next time I put up a post. And I did put up a post. And I tagged you in it, Magoo, and I said, we're finally, because I told you guys, whenever you're unsure about what we're going to be talking about, I always put it in a post so that you guys know what tonight's show topic is about. Every Tuesday, I always put up a post to let you guys know what we're talking about. And I put for people to come on, but you had to DM me. So moving forward, the future is with that being said, we appreciate you to stay on the entirety of our that comes on, angel number. So appreciate you, and we value you guys for tuning in to another Cards and Conversations episode 22.
And it's 12:22 on the clock.
Of intriguing discussions.
I'm saying it's 12:22 on the clock.
Well, wow, see, spirit confirmation, 12:22, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. And we will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday. Cards and Conversations.
Yes. Peace. So thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully the video didn't skip with you. If it did, I do apologize. I had to use my phone for hotspot tonight, so I will check this video out. But if it's fine, I will leave this up. Thank you.